Okay guys, if you're thinking of buying a Boxing Cobra punching bag, have you considered of making one yourself? It's easier than you think, especially now that there's a spring especially designed for this project and you can buy it online. Now here are some reasons why you might want to take the DIY route. Now, the first factor is price. I mentioned that it's quite easy to make. There's not that many components that you would need, and they're fairly cost effective, fairly cheap. You can get these at hardware stores. So 3/4 inch pipe like this, you need about 3 feet if you're 6 foot tall. It basically needs to come up to roughly your hip height, okay? This section of pipe is about $12. You can get them at most plumbing shops. You'll also need a 3/4 inch PVC pipe. Again, hardware store, it's only like a couple of bucks. The top section, which is your ball, your punching bag, your speed bag, whatever you want to call it, I've made a video in the previous videos of how to make this. It's basically pool noodles that are sculptured to make this shape. And pool noodles are available everywhere in Australia and most places around the world, and they're very cheap. If you can't get hold of pool noodles, you can also get these sort of pipe insulation foams. You can make them out of that as well. I'm not going to go through the making of this because I've done that in a previous video. I'll put a link to that video in the description so you can check it out. Now, you'll also need the spring, and this spring is custom made. I've made it especially for this purpose, and I've made it available for you to buy for $30 US. And all you have to do, it just screws on. Pretty much I made it so it's a nice tight fit, and you can screw that on. I'm not going to do that just yet. And lastly, the base or the stand. An MDF board like this size is about 10 bucks. Now you can cut it out to make a circular shape, and I've stuck a flange here with a bunch of nuts and bolts, and all of that's probably another 10 bucks. So not expensive at all. To weigh this down, you can either use your weights. Once you screw your pipe in, you can just slot those disc weights on top, or use some other weights. You can use some books, you can get some sand in some bags and put that on. I actually like to use these containers, these water containers, and they're 10 litres each. 2 of these are actually perfect to keep this stable. Alright, it is rock steady. Now, the benefit of that is I can put this away anytime I want. I can just disassemble it, put the containers away, unscrew the pipe with the bag, and put this away in a corner somewhere where I don't need it to be in the way. So that's the main advantage here. With the commercial types of bags, you've got these big bases. Once you fill it up with water or sand, you can't then unfill them, you can't move them. It's really cumbersome, and they just take up a lot of space. If you want a solution that is good on saving you space, this is it. Now let me show you just how easy it is to put together. Alright, so once you've got your galvanized steel pipe in place, screwed in, roughly hip height, the next thing you do is just screw on your spring. Now the spring is designed to screw onto the galvanized steel pipe, and it goes on nice and tight. I'm just going to screw it on until it's about 1 inch onto the pipe. Now it is tight, and that is the way it's supposed to be designed. Getting it off is actually quite difficult, because once it's on, it's on. You can tape it, and I do recommend using some duct tape to just tape around the bottom, so in case it does come off by some accident, but it does not come off, believe me. Okay guys, once you've screwed your spring in, and it's pretty sturdy, now you screw in your top section, which is this punching bag that you make using foam from pool noodles. I'll put a link in the description for the video so you can refer to that. Again, this is designed to just screw in just like that. Okay, so it just screws in until it goes about an inch into the pipe. Now, once again, it's difficult to get it in, and it is more difficult to get it out. So now, that's working beautifully. Again, you just tape it there just as a precaution, but there it is. As simple as that. How easy is that? Guys, okay, so cost is one reason to go the DIY route, but another very important reason is maintainability, support. If something breaks, you can just change it. It's all components. It's all very simple components. If a pipe bends or breaks, you just go buy another one. The spring breaks, which it won't, but if it does, you can just get another one. PVC pipes, they're cheap as well. Pool noodles, all that, it's cheap, it's easy. You can maintain it. You can make it better. You can improve it. You can do stuff to customize it for your liking. Well, there you go, guys. So those are some of the reasons why you might want to make one, apart from just, I guess, the satisfaction of making something yourself, and in the process saving yourself a whole bunch of money. I'll see you guys in the next video.